So how has been your journey so far as the managing director of Walter P. Moore India?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Yeah, it's been an incredible journey. Can't believe Walter P. Moore has been in India for 12 years already, and the journey has been one of growth. I think when we first started, Walter P. Moore as employee number one. So it started with one person, you can say, and now we have about 160 employees in India. And recently we started our second office in India in Bangalore. That was about 3-4 months ago, and we are currently looking into a few other locations to start our operations. So I would say my journey as the managing director for Walter P. Moore in India has been a really good one. I think starting with my experience back in the US, completing 25 years with Walter P. Moore, out of which 13 in the US and 12 now in India. So it'll almost in a few years it'll be spending more time in Walter P. Moore India. So,
Congratulations for 25.
thank you.
So what are the primary areas of expertise and services offered by Walter P. Moore India in the field of engineering and consulting?
Yeah, so in Walter P. Moore we have three main focus areas. One is structures, the other infrastructure and diagnostics. So in structures we primarily focus on structural engineering, and we also have a construction engineering and a secure design group in India, and we are pretty close to starting a facade or enclosure engineering practice in India as well. So as we know, on the structural engineering side we do a lot of high-rise, mid to high-rise buildings, long-span structure. That's our focus areas. And when I say long-span structures, it means stadiums, arenas, convention centers, airport terminals, and any kind of specialty structures. Second one is infrastructure. On the infrastructure, we kind of focus on civil engineering, water resources, and traffic and transportation engineering. So those are the three focus areas in India. In civil engineering is basically anything outside of the building that's like 5 feet away from the building, the site grading, drainage, and all those kind of things. Basically, it's the site engineering. Then we have a very good water resource engineering team as well, where we kind of getting into water mitigation, flood mitigation, rainwater harvesting kind of projects. There's the due diligence from a water standpoint. So we're doing a lot of work in water in India as well. And the third and important one is the traffic engineering and transportation planning. So we've been pretty fortunate of doing a lot of work in traffic as well in India, with the traffic impact analysis and those kind of traffic simulation projects as well. Oh, and the third part is the diagnostics engineering. So when I say diagnostics, it's the structural diagnostics. So when there's anything and everything to do with existing structures. So it could be if something goes wrong with the structure, whether it's the roof or the facade or the foundation. I mean, we try to understand what it is. We also have some testing equipment, so we find out what's wrong with it and how to fix it. So it's pretty much everything to do with existing structures, and that could be steel, concrete, mixed, any kind of structure. So renovation, retrofitting, solutions, all those kind of comes into the diagnostics part of it. Yeah.
So could you highlight some of the significant steel specific projects that the firm has undertaken in India? And
Sure. So we'll start with India. Some of the significant steel projects, one of the major ones that we are really proud of is the biggest cricket stadium in India, the Motera Cricket Stadium, or the Narendra Modi Cricket Stadium in Ahmedabad. So we designed the roof for that. It's a steel roof with a tensile fabric on it. It's a PTFE roof. So that's, I guess, one of the most iconic projects. In addition to that, we've designed an arena in Chennai that was for a religious institute. That one is under construction right now. We're currently also designing an arena in Bhubaneswar. So there's a lot of long span structures that we are working on in steel. Another smaller project and very niche design is related to animal enclosures in zoos or animal rehabilitation centers. So in the Bhaikala Zoo in Mumbai, we've done some stainless steel structures which are for animal enclosures. There's a leopard enclosure, there's one for bird aviary, and these are again tensile structures with stainless steel columns and cables and a tensile netting for the animal enclosure. We are also doing some similar projects for Reliance in Jamnagar, which again have some similar kind of animal enclosure structures, among other things. Yeah.
So, what leadership principles and strategies do you believe have been instrumental in the firm's success in India?
Yeah, I would say one of the core aspect of Walter P. Moore is its culture, and so I think we believe a lot in our employee organization, and it's an employee-friendly organization because we think happier employees will keep happier clients. As far as leadership, I think almost I want to say it's kind of form of a servant leadership, I would say. So it's not like one person makes all the decision or the leaders make all the decision. So it's like it's a sort of horizontal organization, I would say, and everybody and anybody in the organization is kind of open to speak up about their ideas. So in addition to me, I think we now have 5 people in the India operations who are principals. So they are the partners in the firm. I'm one of the senior partners. And so I think we were kind of trying to make it as horizontal as possible, where people have multiple people have responsibilities, because I think each person has to be responsible for their work. We believe in that. And so I think it's a very open leadership structure, I would say. That's probably what separates us.
How does Walter P. Moore build and maintain strong client relationships in the Indian market?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the business is kind of based on client relationship. I think any business is, and we value our client relationships. That's at the utmost level. So the way we value our relationship and build relationship is, I think for us each client is important. So we do not try to be everything for everybody. We don't try to get into quantities. I think we don't want to get into a large number of projects. We want to serve our clients better. So whichever clients that we start working with, we've seen that we do multiple projects with them, and we kind of maintain those relationships, because at the end of the day projects come and go, but the clients stay and the relationship stays. So I think that's at the core of it. So we do think that one of our core kind of core principles is meeting clients' expectations and treating them well. So I think that's at the base of it.
So, are there any specific sustainable initiatives or innovative technologies that you find particularly valuable in your work?
Yeah, sustainability again is one of the core principles at Walter P. Moore, and so in all 3 of our groups, the structures, infrastructure, and diagnostics, like I mentioned, sustainability is a core principle. So if I kind of look at from a structure standpoint, I think we've all kind of talked about and kind of becoming second nature of looking at sustainable projects, how we can minimize the use of the quantities and the materials that we use. However, we've now also kind of started looking at the whole building life cycle analysis, so WL, building life cycle analysis basically. So what that means is not only looking at what the cost or what the material savings is at a particular time of construction, but whatever energy and whatever embodied carbon is required from the start of to preparing that material itself. So I think that's been a critical change, I would say. Then on the infrastructure side, like I said, I mean, we're doing a lot of work on the water side as well, and so from water resources engineering standpoint, I think the reuse and recycling of water, that rain harvesting principles, all those kind of things contribute towards sustainability, and we're doing multiple projects currently. One of them, a big airport in India, where because of our leadership in the design of that, in the master planning, that airport is going to be water positive for the next 45 years. So we're not only designing the overall master plan for that, but the individual ponds and lakes to connect them as well.
So, in your experience, what are some of the current trends and challenges in the engineering and consulting industry in India?
Yeah. Um, I would say look more than challenges. I think as we all know, I mean the construction engineering, it's the time frame are shrinking. I think all the different threads are kind of coming together. Initially, there used to be architectural design and the engineering design, and then the contractor will come in. But due to kind of the collapsing schedules, I think all of us are more interdependent on each other. And more than a challenge, I think that is an opportunity for all different trades to work together. So I definitely believe that I think that's the trend moving forward. And one thing that kind of helps quite significantly is the digital transformation that the industry is going through. As a construction industry, we are at the bottom of most of the industries where digitization is kind of making revolutionary changes. But I think that's what we kind of believe in, that that's where it is headed. So we focus a lot on digital tools. We focus on a lot of digital processes, and so and and there are different tools that are available in the market, like parametric modeling tools like Rhino, Grasshopper, Dynamo, and all those. So not just using those, but kind of figuring out ways of how these can be managed, and the interportability of different models, different software tools, how that can be done. So we have in-house tools that we are developing, which help in kind of, so there's no different silos. So engineering model is prepared by the engineer, the architectural model is prepared by the architect, or then the manufacturing model or the fabrication model, like a Tekla model, somebody prepared by somebody else. So all these are interdependent models, and so now we've come up with in-house tools where all the data can be shared. So if you make changes in, let's say, the engineering model, the same can happen in the Revit model, which is the building information modeling system. That's the one that we use. Revit is the platform of choice for us. So those models, and then the same thing can be changed in the fabrication of the Tekla model. So to answer your question, I think where we are headed as an industry, and especially as a company, is kind of the digitization and how we can use the digital tools for the benefit of the industry. And I mean, not even getting into the machine learning part of it and things like that. So we've kind of started integrating all of that into our practice now.
How does Walter B. Moore India adapt to industry changes and stay updated with the latest developments?
Yeah, this kind of goes into the previous question. So we adapt to changes. I mean, as you know, we are an international US-based company. So I wouldn't just say we limit it to India, but I think what we are trying to do is stay at the cutting edge of technology, and we invest a lot in training and technology because I think that's where we are all headed. I think, as you know, I mean, digitization has revolutionized, I mean, our way of living, starting with the phones, and now with AI and machine learning and the types of chat GPT. We've seen that there's a lot of tools that are available or even in the market where architects are not required to do architectural design. You tell, okay, this is the size that I need, this is the type of building, and one will be created for you. So how do we as engineers kind of stay on top of that and use that to our advantage rather than looking towards it as a threat? And I think that's one of the things that we are focused on, and using these tools to kind of bring in additional value for our clients.
So what are Walter P. Moore India's future aspirations and goals for operations in India? And how do you envision the firm's growth and impact in the Indian market?
Yeah, so like I said, I think over the past 12 years, we've gone from a one-person company to a 160 people company. We are now started in the Pune office. We are also in Bangalore. We are looking at other opportunities, and we are definitely looking for growth in the Indian market as well as our international markets as well. So I think the few things that we are looking into is definitely focused on the types of projects that we look into. We think the Indian market is a growing market, and there's a lot of opportunities for the type of projects where we think we can bring value. And the type of projects that, when I say that, what I mean is There's a lot of aspiration in India. We've seen that a lot of bigger projects, a lot of in stadiums, in the aviation sector, in the healthcare sector, we see a lot of opportunities that are coming up. Especially sports is a growth market in India, so we're focused on that as well. And as responsible citizens, I think we all need to look into the sustainability issues. So from that standpoint, we see that water is a growth market for us as well, because as you know, there's either very little water, there's drought, and or there's a lot of water and flooding issues. So we've seen that with the changes happening in the weather patterns. So I think that's another focus market for us, and we are trying to develop tools where we can merge the digital technologies as well as the water resources engineering technologies, where we can kind of come up with better tools for flood mitigation or prediction of floods and how that will affect structures and properties as well. So we are very optimistic about the Indian market and looking forward to being a part of the growth journey of India. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.